Talk Day all day long. You can talk, text, tweet, and join in on our social media to help drive bell funding for Canadian mental health. We've been hearing from real people on how anxiety affects their everyday lives, as well as the steps they took to cope. And here's how one group in Toronto has utilized a very unique treatment method. Please watch.
Hey, I'm Cam. I run a company called Play with Fire Improv. The improv helped me through my anxiety, and this is my chance to give back. I mean, improv was always available to other people, but I feel like improv's such a scary sounding word that people are like, oh, I'm never going to that. Let's do just a standard movement and sound around the circle. So it's not like stand-up comedy where you're expected to be funny. It's not written. It's just like being in the moment and tapping into like what's happening right now. And if what's happening right now gets silly, then you're just being silly together, which is another big part of it. Is it's a group.
One of my friends was in the theater industry in Toronto, and they suggested I try improv, and I'm like, yeah, right. I'm scared of everything. I'm not going to perform. And I tried it, and it was really fun because most therapy and counseling, it just kind of really gets you more in your head. And my head was not a nice space to be. Fears, and you got to do this, or else bad things will happen. You better finish this on time. I wanted to get out of my head, and improv gave me a chance to do that.
The idea of an anxious person coming in, you think it would be new people, new space, things I don't know, and this fear of the unknown, which I expected. But actually coming here, I felt the opposite. I felt very present and quite relaxed, actually, as the session's gone on.
The improv group I found was very, right off the bat, very welcoming, okay, for a new person coming into it. Obviously, I'm a little older than some of the people that would be participating in these things, but I felt very welcome and comfortable.
I had a presentation that was coming up, and I was terrified, like absolutely terrified to give it. I was being flown into another city, and I had to like stand in front of this group of 100 people, and I was terrified of like blanking and stuff like I'd done in the past. And anyway, I came and I took the improv for anxiety, and it kind of makes your body feel safe, learning how to make mistakes, and that no, you're not going to die, because like public speaking is a huge common fear, and it just went away.
And you feel like that 5-year-old on the playground again, where you're like having fun, and there's like the inhibitions of anxiety is just gone.
It's just incredible to be in a room full of people with the same anxiety disorder that will feel the same way.
The decision to come is probably the most terrifying part, but trust me, it's worth it. You're going to lift everybody up, and probably it's going to help you do whatever you need to do in your life better. And the world needs you to do that.
For those little moments in your life where you smiled or laughed, they won't happen all the time. But there will be little moments of things you enjoyed, and I would say be aware of what those things are and grow those things. So it doesn't need to be improv. It can be like if you love art, if you love writing, if you love dance, if you, whatever it is, you love playing with your pet, do that more.
Aren't we lucky that they let us in on that session? Thank you so much for letting them do that. That is great. And one of the standout pieces for me was deciding to go. That was, Joe, what did you think about that?
And all the anxiety about going, right?
Yeah. Or someone had to give a speech.
First of all, it's fabulous. And it's a great thing for us to see because it's Let's Talk Day, and it's another way to talk, of course. But the thing that's best about it is if you've ever done improv, you are completely present, and you have shut down the past and the future, and your mind is shut down, and you are in the room. Mm-hmm. And the nicest thing for anxious people is to have their life around them, not have all the noise and the anxiety in their head, and just be present to what they're doing, having fun, being with their loved ones, being in the present. And that is people breaking isolation, coming out, seeking something out, being present, and enjoying their life. It's a wonderful thing to see.
I love that. And Tony, what do you want to say to parents out there that to have children that are, feeling, anxious and have
I
anxiety?
think it's just really, really listening to understand, like we've been talking about all day, right?
Yeah.
Getting to the root of it, hearing them out, and knowing that there's so many supports out there. Like, I didn't even know about that.
Right.
Improv things,
That's
right? So
interesting
there's
to know,
so
right.
much stuff out there. So do your research and look for it.
Amber, screen time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the two things, not all screen time is created equal. You should think more about creativity than consumption. And the second thing is be honest about how much time you're spending online and get out and spend time with actual people.
Hi.
Humans. Other humans.
Joe, a couple last words before.
A couple of last words. Anxiety is a treatable disorder. Over and over you see this. Here's a treatment for kids. Here's a guy named Joe who's had a really good life because he went to treatment. It's one of the things in terms of mental illness that is so treatable that it's a shame not to take advantage of the Bell Let's Talk Day. Break the isolation. Call somebody right now and say, I think I'm anxious. Can you give me a hand? And then you'll find out that it goes from improv to all different places. But it is a treatable disorder, and we need to keep that in mind every day that we suffer with it.
Thank you to all my guests today. That's very inspiring. Thanks, everybody. Now, let's get that conversation started. Here's how you can get involved in Bell Let's Talk Day to keep that conversation going. Thank you all so much for watching. Thanks for being here. Here we go.
Today, for every text message, mobile, and long-distance call made by Bell customers, for